Shard pulling event without pulling shards? What? Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and it is a day ending in Y. It is close to the weekend, so we have a shard event going on. We have the Alice in Wonderland fusion, and we have the champion chase right here. Now, I'm actually going to commend Polarium. The champion chase is actually very attainable at 1,550 points. That is still 6 sacreds, or possibly less, depending on how you do. But it is a 2x sacred, so the fact that the points are a little low, kind of nice. However, we do have these extra fragment thingy whatsits for fusing some of the new relics for the new event. So that is kind of cool as well. So I think I wouldn't mind aiming to get this 2,500 points. I don't think I'm going to aim for this 5,500 points. That's going to be tough, and I'm not really planning on it because I'm not going to be pulling a lot of sacreds if I can avoid it. So what do I mean by not pulling a lot of sacreds? Well, on both of my accounts here, we do have at least one of these prism shards. I actually have a few more on my main because they were funded by one of my viewers. Thank you very much. And we've got 2 remnants on both of my accounts. So one of these is going to be at least 250 points because there's at least an epic I'm going to get. I could get 500 points for one of these champions. It'd be kind of nice to get one of these headline champions. And honestly, all of these champions are pretty awesome. Freya's really good. Othorion's really good. Armand's is great. Kaja's actually pretty underrated. The new champion, Pytheria, I think, or something. I don't recall. He's decent. Glycea's probably the weakest of anybody here. Wixwell is actually pretty solid, and Daltus is actually really good for Dragon. He's actually a decent nuker, too. He's a good all-around champion. So lots of cool options there. The Remnant summons, we're at least going to get an epic. We could get a Void epic. We could obviously get a mythical. Unlikely, but you never know. I didn't think I was ever going to get a mythical out of these, and then I got one. I have Nell on this account from the last time I pulled one of those as well. I also will be doing the fusion. In fact, we can just do this right now while we're talking about it. Fuse you, fuse you, fuse you, and fuse you. So I'm doing this one partially because it's worked towards Mikage. I still can't actually get Mikage, but that was 500 points towards the champion chase. Again, we're going to get another 250 here and at least another 500 from this. So I've got almost enough to get the fragment champion already. Plus, between all of these events, which I'm almost done with Dungeon Divers on this account, I believe. We're getting close there. And I've done the artifact enhancement and whatever else. So once I get enough to summon one of Sabbatha's, that's another 300 points. So if you can finish enough events to pull a Sabbatha on this event, you can get 300 more points towards the champion chase. So I only need 1,250 points plus Sabbatha, and I'm good to go. So I actually have enough points. Now, if I wanted to go for some more, I could certainly do some fragment summons, and to be fair, maybe I will pull 1 or 2 of these to just actually get out the champion and get those extra points for those relics. So maybe I will aim for that. That's certainly achievable. So for this event, though, we are going to be pulling that 1 prism shard here, and then we'll pull the 2 remnants. So I do have my Pepsi in hand. I've got the Pepsi t-shirt. They are not a sponsor, but Pepsi, you really could be. Think of all the money you could make on sponsoring me, sponsoring Raid, and getting on this shard pulling event. Just think about it. I'm still figuring it out myself, but think about it, and maybe we'll figure something out. So let's get pulling here. We're not pulling a lot, but it'd be kind of nice to get something cool. So let's get going. That is not a legendary. It's a Mordecai. On this account, not particularly great. On early accounts, Mordecai is absolutely amazing because he places this HP burn, which means you don't have to worry about it getting resisted as easily because of affinity issues. So he becomes a very good burner for progression in Spider early on. Useful champion overall. He's not top tier. He's gotten power creep quite a bit because burns have become more prevalent, but he's there. So, all right, we've got these 2 remnant summons as well, so let us pull those as well. And that is not a void. It's unfortunate. Come on. Ah, that is also not a void. So we are at 1,250 points on this account, which is really all we need. However, I think I am actually going to pull. Let's go grab Bells, because I think he'll actually be kind of interesting. I don't want to exchange, I want to summon. And I don't know if I'll have a chance to build him right away. And let's pull Packmaster Shayak, because then I can exchange those last 5 fragments for some mod fragments as well. And between this, we'll have enough to get the epic and those extra fragment points for some other stuff as well. And I haven't actually had to pull a single shard, which is great because we have a couple of other fun events coming up. And if I wanted to, I could actually save up some of my sacreds to skip an event or two and do it in the second summon rush. But I'd currently be wary of doing that because that can certainly be problematic if you're not careful. So Shayak, those could now be exchanged. And we'll pull this chest for mod while we're at it. Oh boy, 5 brews. Yay me. All right, so with that, in fact, let's finish this up for you guys as well. Get that as well. Go to the fragments. There's the Sabbatha. Summon her. And now if we go back in here, Champion Chase. Hey, look at this. We've got the crafting relics for the event. So just kind of curious on these things here. So we have these event ones. So perfect. So you definitely don't want to mix these with the other ones because you want to have a 50% chance to get the event one. And certainly legendaries would be better. But let's give this a crafting and see what we can get. That is probably the worst thing I could have possibly gotten out of those. That's unfortunate as well. All right, so let's hop over to my main. Should be a little more exciting because we got a little more stuff to kind of pull there. All right, so we are on my main here. We have 260 of these prism shards, so we have enough to pull 6 of them, I believe. And then I've got 2 remnant shards right here, so we will be pulling the remnant shards as well. That should be more than enough to definitely get close to Sabbatha and maybe actually get her and the top one as well, especially if I get absolutely lucky and get something really cool. So we do have Pepsi here as well. I've got Pepsi on the shirt. Again, not a sponsor. We are certainly trying to get that taken care of. I have not gotten a mythical on this account from these yet. I have actually pulled mythicals, though, as you may have seen on my last mythical video. Let's get something cool. That is not something cool. That is a Broodlord. Come on. That is also not something cool. That is a Grush the Mangler. He's actually good for a login champion, and I say that sounds like it's a slack on him. He's actually pretty decent. He can hit pretty hard. He brings some healing. He brings decreased attack and decreased crit damage, and he brings a leech on that A1. So you can build him for damage, or you can just build him for the support, and he's pretty decent. You can also put him in a stun set because he's got the 2 AoEs. Overall, decent champion. So we've got 6 pulls here. We are hoping for a legendary. I would love one of these headline champions. Specifically, I think I'd really like Dunelord Gregor the most. But honestly, Fina is amazing as well. And I'd take any of them. Aeslind's probably the one that I care the least about because I just don't have a lot of really good Banner Lords. And Falmond is okay, but he's mostly just kind of an okay nuker. And I don't need an okay nuker in that faction as well. So let's get pulling. Let's get something cool. That is not a legendary. That is a Tyrell. Good epic. Definitely worth it in power. That is another Tyrell. This is going to be kind of interesting. All right. That is a third Tyrell. That is really amusing. Okay. Polarium, hello. Hey, it's not a Tyrell. That's an Ilcinia. Not particularly exciting for me either. Come on. Get a legendary. Really? Really? Well, that's a +4 Tyrell if I didn't have any pluses in my Tyrell beforehand. And that's an Eldor. So, elves. Who'd have thunk it? So, that is, let's see where we're at. That is, yeah, that was 6 of those. So we should be at 2,000. So it's just catching up on the points there. Who else can we pull? Do I have any fusions in here? Don't have any fusions in here. Do I have any epic fragments? We'll have her. And I may end up pulling a sacred because I think I'd actually like to get that one event. Where am I missing? I'm missing champion training points too. All right. So we're going to pull one sacred because that will be enough for me then to get the top level. So sacreds are actually kind of cool. They do have this dude here, this Losan. He's actually the one I really want from Prism Shards. So I am saving up the Prism Shards, at least my Prism Shard fund, for Losan. So we are going to hopefully pull for him when he becomes available in a Prism Shard event, because I think that's probably the best time to actually go for him. But till then, we'll pull this one shard. Maybe we get lucky, and if not, it'll be everything we need to get all of the champion stuff we need for this fusion. And it's a legendary, and that is a Lady of Ireth. Lady of Ireth is actually really good. I think she's pretty underrated. We actually talked about her in a video previously with Roadblock. She's got the continuous heal on the A1. That's nice to instant activate that. She puts up block damage on champions after she heals them, if she doesn't heal them fully. And if she does some turn meter boosting, which can be very, very good, and does a surplus heal, which is great. And then she has a cooldown decrease of all ally skills except this champion's by 1 turn, with a strengthen and a continuous heal on 3-turn cooldown. So she's very, very good. She's even got this passive which will throw shields up on the champion with the lowest HP at the start of this champion's turn. Very, very good healer, very good support. Useful in a lot of content where you want to do things like reduce the turn count here. And the fact that this goes on every other skill and not hers is actually not bad, because it's a 3-turn cooldown, decreased cooldown on all skills, making it one of the better ones out there. In fact, I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't seen a Clan Boss tune using this ability in the Clan Boss tune. But, you know, not a big deal. So, that is all going to be it for me. I got a legendary, which is great. I will get all the champions I need. I'll get all the extra fragments I need. And, you know, I would have liked a mythic for my remnant shards, and I would have liked one of the cool legendaries from the prism shards. But, you know, that's sometimes how the cookie crumbles. So hopefully your shard pulls go well. Hopefully you get all the legendaries that you want and get some cool stuff. And hopefully you've got enough resources left over to do the rest of the fusion. So until the next video, appreciate you guys smashing that like button. Appreciate you smashing that subscribe button. I'm Bront CatHerder.